The inverter is one of my favorite applications, and you won't find it anywhere else than in my software. There's heaps of features and lots of things you can do with it. Let's go over the graphic display. So we have a guitar fretboard here, which we can also use different instruments like 4-string bass, 5-string bass, 6-string bass, and let's go back to guitar. Now, as you can see, you have the notes of C major displayed here. Well, you may not recognize them, but they are. And we choose that by looking at this combo box situation here. Here's my root note, and because I'm dealing in scales, here's a list of all the scales. I can also use quick pick. This drops down and gives me a quick option of choosing maybe G Aeolian. Let's go back to C major. Let's close this. We've got a very interesting looking mouse here. The hotkeys are actually shown here. They're the hotkeys used by the gaming generation, as we are, like W, A, S and D. Taking everything down an octave is Q, and up an octave is Z. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you in a second. We have a whole list of sequences here. We have a metronome, which is controlled by comma and full stop. We have 8 notes a click here. We can change that by hovering over and using the comma and full stop. Yeah. We've got an option of chords or scales here. We can see the note, see the spelling, hide the text. So, what is this all about? Well, first of all, I can click on any shape here. Let's use the shredder's favorite shape. Use a major sweep arpeggio. And I'm going to change this middle note to a yellow note. This is just for a visual aid. And what you do is you right click on it, or on Mac you control and click on it, and you get a yellow note. Let's do the same for this root note here. Okay, so if I press spacebar, you can see it goes up, and you can hear it, yeah? Using these sequences, and there's about 34 of them, you can change the way that you want to hear it. About up and down. That will sound familiar in many bedrooms around the world. What about down and up? Up in thirds. Down in thirds. Going up in fourths. So there's a whole multitude of different shapes here. Like, check this one out. It's going up in groups of 5, going down in groups of 4. Okay, now the speed is controlled by the tempo and how many notes happen per click. Let's change it to 4. No, let's change it to 12 and check it out, yeah? Wild and crazy, yeah? So let's go to our up and then down. Now, you see this shape? It wouldn't be much fun unless you could morph it through the scale and find out what other shapes fit C major. Well, using the control here, we can do exactly that. Let's press S and watch what happens to the shape. It morphed up G major. Let's go up one more. Let's go. So it's a minor shape. This is like a 7th or a minor 7 flat 5 shape. Another major shape. So that's pretty cool. That will help you to basically morph that all the way through the fretboard. Now that looks a little bit complicated, so like I said, with these tools here we can see the spelling and the notes, or we can hide the text, which makes it a lot easier to read. And we've got A and D here. What this does is it shifts the same shape over and takes this note which is on the A string and puts it on the E string and shifts the whole shape over. Let me press A and watch what happens. press D, it goes back. If I want to take the whole shape up an octave, I press Z. I can shift the whole thing down like an octave by pressing Q. Okay, so you can see how powerful this is. The button files allow you to store a shape in each of these, and you can save these. For example, let's open a button file, and I've got blue groove chords, which if I close this, I load it, I've now got all these little yellow buttons lit up. So that means that if I press on this, it's going to give me B flat Dorian, which is one of the chords in my tune. I can play it by pressing spacebar. Next chord would be A superloquian. Okay, and as you can see, I can use all my sequences like. Oh, let's use this standard one from Invertor or other shredders. The cool thing about playing it is it plays it very evenly. So this can give you something to aim for in your own evenness, because if you're interested in playing fast, being able to play even is very, very important. Okay, you can create your own button files. For example, let's clear this. Let's go back to say C major. Let's do a quick break. Yep. And show the spelling. Okay, so we can save this. Let's clear the button files right now. We can find it here, which is clear. Clear buttons. Okay, it's under menu. Alright, so we can save this shape here. What we do is we just simply click on the small button and it's now saved. Let's take it up a few inversions and let's save that here. So this will recall the first one and this will be the second one. And we can add some information to this, like let's say new sweep shapes. When you're writing text for explanations in the software, I've created a font where you can actually have real sharps and flats. The sharps you get by using the hash key, and the flats you get by using the percentage key. This enables you to be able to, instead of using a hash and a small b, you can use the actual sharp sign and flat sign. It makes it just a little bit more special. Okay, so when you say that, the information will go with it, but we won't save that right now. The cup of coffee doesn't do anything, and neither do these paper clips, and this ruler and this pencil also are in the same boat. Let's check out chords. Let's choose major 7. Okay. Now this is similar to quick chords. If you've checked out quick chords already, I'm going to make an inversion here. Let's use this, and this. Okay, so I've made a little shape here. You can only select the notes that have a yellow number or information on it. Okay, so let's play that as a chord. Now let's shift that up an inversion using our hotkeys. Let's turn off the text so it looks a little bit nicer. So that's a great way of finding out chord inversions. So let's clear the neck, and that is found in options. And let's show the notes. Now say if I don't want to click every single note, I can just click on it and drag. and it'll select all those notes. See? Let's clear that neck and show you another thing you can do with this. You may want the yellow buttons. So you command click on the Macintosh or right click on the PC and on the Windows, and you'll get yellow notes. Okay, great. You can export a button file to the desktop. What this means is that it'll create a folder on your desktop, and you can save, you can have a backup. You will be able to export it to the website so that we can make a list of all the cool button files everybody has made. You can import the buttons from a file, like from the desktop if you want to import the button file that you lost. And you will be able to import button files from the website. That feature isn't set up yet, but I'm working on it. Give me some time. And it may even be ready right now, who knows. Alright, so the other things you can do, you can send this neck to the computer clipboard, which is kind of cool because that means you can use this in other applications. You can send the neck to GST clipboard for use in the worksheet, and this is full neck, or just send the neck to the GST clipboard with only the frets used, which will just use that section there. You've got a list of different sounds you can use. That's pretty much it about the inverter. I'm very proud of it. You won't find it anywhere else apart from in my software. In the last software I made, which was called Guitar Freak Workstation with Sight Reader Master Extreme, you can see I like my long titles, we had a very basic inverter, but this has so many cooler features. I got to thinking about what I wanted in the inverter, and here it is. So you can see there's lots of fun to be had with this, lots of things you can try out, so don't be afraid to use it. Have fun.